Your daughter wanted to make sure that we recognized you.
Oh.
And when she brought this up to me, I do have a little bit of a connection with the McConnells. Oh, come on, come on. The McConnell Center, and I wanted to really try and do something special for you. So thank you so much for serving. Thank you so much for leading, and we really appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yeah. You didn't even know who I was yet. I got you. I probably can't do this.
Don't do it.
Oh, come on.
You can do it, T.
Okay, good.
I've got 41 days left. So July 21st, you guys want to come to San Diego? Retirement ceremony, huge party at our house. We already got 100 people coming, so you know, with our class, we do like to drink and have a good party. So if you want to come to San Diego in July, we're going to be there. And my daughter actually told me, she's like, well, Dad, I'm going to do something.
I didn't tell her. I wanted to keep it a secret.
No, she asked me about it, and I was just like, okay. This is my oldest daughter, who's actually graduates nursing school here at U of L in December, and she actually does stuff with Ansley and Rob's son, Sawyer's and Student Government Association. So, but literally, I came to school, and I was 3 years and out in the Navy. I was in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Then one thing leads to another. You're here. I'm on a ship. I meet now my ex-wife, but that you have kids. Next thing you know, it's like, okay, I was definitely gonna stay in. Didn't know it was gonna be 30 years, but as you guys know, 30 years goes by like yesterday. But I've had a wonderful time in the Navy. Done a lot of great things. Had a lot of fun. It's always great. Every 5 years we all get together, and Jonas, thankfully, about 5 years ago, after unfortunately John Fritz died, he started this text string. There was about 8 or 9 of us going, and you know, stupid shit because a bunch of guys are stupid and stuff like that.
They are stupid.
But then, you know, we are. Ask my wife that, and she'll say that. But other things, education stuff he'll put in there, and just think, oh, what's your kid doing? What's this doing? What's that doing? So that's been great to continue to connect with everyone. And I tell my wife this, and my kids, like, and most guys, like, you don't see people for 3, 4, 5 years. You go in, hey, what's going on? Hey, Mike, da-da-da-da-da. You're caught up.
Yeah.
How the hell did you do that? It's like, well, because we know each other. That's the way it is. And there's a term I say a lot to my children about meeting people when they're with me or we're out and about in San Diego or whatever, and see someone like, oh, hey, Tink, what's up? You know, my daughter's like, well, who's that? And I said, oh, that's so-and-so. He's a good guy. And she's like, well, Dad, you said that a lot. I said, well, because he's a good guy. I'd tell you if he wasn't a good guy. There's these 2 quotes actually that I'm going to use in my retirement speech. It's a pomp and circumstance thing in the military, retirement. You have a speech, and actually it's crazy because my daughter who did this, she asked me, she's like, Dad, I want to speak. I go, well, there's a retirement ceremony. We're going to have a party that night at your house. She goes, no, Dad, I want to speak at the ceremony. I'm like going, okay. This is a Friday night, and I was just like, a couple weeks ago, I was like, so I'm up like 2 hours after that, writing all these cue cards. Oh my God, what's my kid gonna say? This is a national speech and debate kid, #1 female in the state of California. I'm like, oh my God, what is this kid gonna say? And after that, I got to talk after that. I'm like going,
That's scary.
I can't win. I can't win after that. But there's two quotes from both my kids when they were younger, and I lived downtown, and their mom lived in our house but my youngest one was when she was in elementary school, And Madeline, she's going to be a sophomore here at U of L. She played snare drum in the marching band this year, so she's at U of L too. And she's like, I asked her, we were out to dinner somewhere. It was actually at Smashburger downtown San Diego. I said, hey Madeline, all of a sudden she goes, Dad, I love being a kid. I don't want to grow up because you got to do stuff. So I'm going to use that one. And Ellen was in middle school. At the public school, it's like 1st through 5th grade, 6th, 7th, and 8th in high school. And then Ellen, one day, we were actually at Cowboy Star, a restaurant I used to go to all the time. I lived right across the street from it. And people who follow me on Facebook would know that because I was there like 4 or 5 days a week. But I go, hey Ellen, what happened at school today? Anything interesting? She goes, Dad, I'm in middle school. Interesting stuff happens every single day. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell him like, well, Dad's gonna be a kid again.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a lot of interesting shit
There you go.
when he retires. But thank you very much for that. And who's better than us?
Nobody. Big girl. Big girl. Big girl.